Marva always remembered the colors first. The deep indigo of her mother's market dress. The sunrise spill of orange over red hills. The glint of gold bangles around her own wrist as she handed a customer change in the tiny shop she built from nothing. In those days, Marva could see every wrinkle in the breadfruit skin and every crack in the old zinc roof above her shop. She walked the cracked sidewalks of Kingston with the proud, brisk step of a woman who had earned every cent and every laugh line. She was known on her street not only for her good prices and warm roti, but for the way she spoke of God, her voice low and sure, quoting Psalm 46 verse 1. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. It was a verse she would lean on far more heavily in the years to come. The first shadows came softly, letters on receipts blurred, colors dulled, streetlights haloed like dying stars. Doctors in Kingston spoke of cataracts, then glaucoma, then something worse they could not name with certainty. Treatments were delayed, sometimes denied. Money, always carefully saved, trickled away into consultations, drops, and tests that only led to more questions. In prayer, Marva repeated words she had known since girlhood. For we walk by faith, not by sight. But faith, she learned, did not always stop the ache of fear. By the time her daughter invited her to visit America, Marva could see little more than shadows dancing at the edge of darkness. In December of 2014, she boarded the plane clutching a small Bible, its leather worn smooth by decades of dawn prayers. America was colder than she imagined. The sidewalks felt strange under her feet. Yet, for a time, hope flickered anew. New doctors, new scans, new promises. Each disappointment felt heavier than the last. One afternoon, after an appointment that ended only in more waiting, Marva sat in her daughter's quiet living room, head bowed. The verses that had once rolled off her tongue like water now caught in her throat. "Lord," I whispered, "I believe. Help thou mine unbelief." Tears slipped down, unseen but deeply felt. Marva had always been fiercely independent. She ran a business, balanced books by memory, and walked unaccompanied through crowded streets. Losing sight felt like losing herself. But slowly, something else began to grow in that darkness. Each morning she still rose early, feeling her way to her chair by the window. There, she prayed aloud. Her voice, though sometimes shaky, still held warmth and quiet strength. At first it was only for herself, asking for courage, for healing, for strength to keep believing. Then, she began to pray aloud for others, for her daughter's long work days, for her grandchildren's small worries, for neighbors back in Kingston she could no longer picture, but never forgot. Her daughter, hearing these prayers, began recording them on her phone. Short, gentle blessings and verses Marva spoke each morning. They posted one recording to a small YouTube channel meant only for family and a few close friends. But then, something unexpected happened. A stranger left a comment saying, "Your words brought me peace tonight." And then another wrote, "Please, more prayers. My mother is sick, and your voice comforts me." Marva was stunned. "Me? But me not even see them. How me fi help?" Her daughter squeezed her hand. "Mummy, you might not see them, but they hear you, and they feel God through you. Let your light so shine before men," I whispered, remembering, "that they may see your good works, and glorify your Father which is in heaven." Even in blindness, perhaps her light could still shine. In the months that followed, Marva began telling stories too. Stories of Kingston mornings and rain-drenched afternoons, of women who faced heartbreak yet rose again, of market days, of laughter and hardship, of small miracles witnessed and cherished. She wove scripture into each tale, not as sermon, but as breath, natural living faith. People listened, subscribers grew, comments poured in from places Marva had never seen and now never would. Yet she felt them, the hearts reaching for hope, the weary souls needing reassurance. At night she prayed for them all, calling them me unseen children. Some days were still heavy. There were mornings when the darkness felt close and unmovable. Memories of color came softer, sometimes slipping away altogether. Yet even then, Marva held to words she once taught others. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. And strength did come, not always to her eyes, but to her spirit. Her voice, once used to sell bread and cloth, now spoke comfort across continents. Her prayers, once private, now warmed strangers' hearts. She could no longer see her grandchildren's faces, but she heard their laughter and felt their hugs. She could no longer watch dawn over red hills, but she felt God's mercy new every morning. Years passed, and the woman who once feared losing her sight found she had gained something gentler yet brighter, purpose reborn, not in what she could see, but in what she could share. For we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7. The words meant more now than ever. Marva still prays daily by her window, her voice soft yet unwavering. The channel, once for family alone, now holds hundreds of prayers and stories, listened to by thousands. She does not know what tomorrow holds, whether healing will come to her eyes, but of this she is certain. The true light she carries was never in her eyes. It was and will always be in her heart. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And in the quiet of each morning, Marva smiles, unseen but deeply felt. Because even in darkness, light can still shine. Thank you for listening to The Light She Carries. If Marva's journey touched your heart, share this story with someone who may need hope today. Subscribe for more faith-filled stories of resilience and grace. And remember, as Psalm 27 verse 1 reminds us, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?" Until next time, may your days be blessed and your spirit stay strong.